But I'm having a problem with my chickens. So let's walk around here to the chicken pen and I'll show you what I got going on. So got my chicken pen with an electric net, right? This is what we call the chicken run. Deanna laughs because my girls, every time they see me coming, they come running, thinking I'm gonna feed them. I got like electric chicken net around the chicken pen, and I've been letting them out quite a bit because it didn't have anything that they could get to peck up or scratch up like chickens normally do. They could really tear up a garden. So I've been letting them out for extended periods of time, and I got a raccoon in my chicken coop, which got a couple of chickens. All right, the little building there that you see is the chicken coop. The second one, oh, right there is chicken coop. This is a little barn storage. But the raccoon got a couple chickens. Well, he scared all of these girls and that one long male duck. He scared them all to where they do not want to go in the chicken coop anymore. So I've got to come up with a way to get them back in the chicken coop. I've got some chicken wire on this cyclone fence here that I think I can take it loose. I think. And put it across this opening right here. I've got an opening that my net stops right on the other side of that. Well, it stops right there at the barn. It won't reach. I'm gonna straighten that out, clean all this up, straighten that out, and then put some chicken wire over this opening from there, from at least to that cyclone, to help keep the chickens in. And then we come up here, take the net loose right here, and all of this up here has been chicken penned before, but I want to run that net, turn it to, so it makes a corner right there. It keeps going, makes another corner down there, comes over to that gate. I want to run it from there to there, opening all of this up for them, because I'm thinking I'm going to get it ready to run across, make sure it'll fit and run all the way across. And then after dark, I'm going to run it across and get it lit up. Get that back there in that corner covered to where they can't get in and out. Varmints will have a tougher time getting in and out. And then have that fence ready at dark. They've been roosting on top of this right here. This is my chicken tractor that I've used to raise our meat birds with. One of my chicken tractors. But you can see they've been roosting on top of it and roosting in that tree. And then right there at the corner of the shed where the cyclone meets, right on through here back to that corner is where I want to run the pen. So when I get it ran, they will be inside the pen if I can run that after dark, because they'll be roosting right there. And then I got to try to get that out of there. I don't want to leave it in there, but I may leave it in there until I can get them pinned in. And maybe tomorrow's New Year's Day. I won't do too much on a Sunday, but maybe tomorrow I'll pull that pin out of there, and I'll have them cooped back up. because I can't get them to go in the pen. I can feed them in there, and a few of them will go in there, and most of them don't even want to go in the pen for the feed. So, but first things first, I got to get that feed, and I mean that hay and those mineral blocks unloaded. All right, so we got backed in here, and we got to put the hay out now. I'm gonna give them about a half a bale to get them started. It's not very heavy, but they'll like it. Well, that's got them a little bit. Let's give the chicken some feed. And then we can get started on redesigning the pen. All right, so I got to put that hay in that little barn. Let's go down there and I'll show you inside the barn. When we bought this farm, this was the chicken coop, but I didn't like it as well. I built one where I could get the eggs from outside, and this one I had to go into to get the eggs. So this is the barn. I've got a couple pallets right there that I'm gonna stack that hay on. I gotta move some wood chips, but we keep feed and other things in here. I see a couple of chairs over there. I had this piece of metal taken down here, and you can see my deer feeder about 60 yards out there. I use it for deer blind every now and then when it's really cold. I can pull that metal down. There's the old nesting boxes. But let's get some hay moved in here. My chickens have not been laying eggs for a while now. I think they've gotten too old. Some of them were my dad's and they're over 5 years old. But I don't want them all to get eaten, and I see evidence in the barn there of 2 or 3 more that I've lost. I know they've been getting a little thin, which makes it all that more important that we get this pen hooked up. All right, we got the hay put in the barn, and as you can tell, I need to replace that door. But that's another video for a different day. So, hay's in the barn, right there. And now, we'll get busy. Well, first I gotta take that salt block and that mineral block out of the bed of the pickup, give it to the cows. Let's go get that done. And then we'll see what we can do with this pen. Well, here's the salt block and the mineral block, and I like to try to take these stickers off of them. This one, it keeps them out of my pasture, and it keeps them out of my cows, because cows, they eat that. So the white one's salt, and the brown one is a trace mineral and salt, so they can get what they need from the combination of the 2 blocks. Sometimes they peel easier, sometimes they don't. Let's take the white block first. And then we'll go back and get the mineral block. Just tossed it out there to them. Let's go get that mineral block. All right, we got the mineral block. Here we go. I'm just gonna toss the mineral block out there just like I did the salt block. Watch out, birdie. Alright, so we got a new mineral block, new salt block. We gave it a little bit of hay. Not a whole bunch. I still have green grass, but it's really, really short. So, anybody's wondering, that little black cow right in the back there, that's Tuesday. TWOSDAY Tuesday. You guys helped me name Tuesday. If you remember, Tuesday was a miracle calf. I hadn't had a bull now. It's been 10 months. It's been close to a year and 2.5 years since I've had a bull. But Tuesday was born 2/2/22, and at that time it'd been about 18 months since I'd had a bull. So we had a miracle calf, and I know I showed y'all the gate that I think the neighbor's bull actually got over and then went back, but he was truly a miracle because I didn't have a bull and his mama wasn't supposed to be bred. But we got him, and he's still a good looking young little steer now. I'm gonna flip you around and show you. That is Tuesday right there. And that is Tuesday's mom right here, baby mama. And that other white face with the little horns there, she's behind baby mama. See her? That's Birdie. That's the one that used to play with the birds. She hadn't done that in a while, but she did for a long time. She played with the birds. Like birds would play with her and she'd chase them and they'd come back. It's pretty fun to watch. Well, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We just might have to sell our cows because I can't afford to feed them through the winter with hay prices. So Deanna's thinking we ought to now. I think that they need to look a little better. Like I've given them some wormer and stuff, and we don't usually give our cows much of anything, but man, they're looking pretty raw bone. Summer being so dry is hard on them. So they can go through a round bell pretty quick, but we'll see how that plays out. Let's go see what we can do with this chicken pen now. Well, I got to go grab some tools and put the pickup back up, get it out of the way, and then we'll see what we can do with the chicken pen. All right, I'm gonna go grab some tools. Let's see what we can get done over there. And go look at it a little closer, show you what exactly we gotta do. All right, I got a few tools in my pocket and I got some water. Thank you, Tristan, for the cup for Christmas. I really love it. It don't spill, that's my favorite part about it. I can lock it, put it in my pocket, which I intend to do. Now, I need to go get a set of cutters for the vegetation. I got a set of shears for the wire and some lightweight cutters that I hope they work. I didn't see my good pair of side dikes, probably in the red pickup, but let's go out here and kind of look at what we got going. I already showed you the plan, but I want to show you what I got to do. All right, so we put this chicken wire on here on the cyclone to keep the little chicks from getting in the backyard. And we put it on here with rabbit clips. See that clip right there in the middle of the screen? So I got to open those clips or cut the wire that's running through that clip to get the wire loose. And then we'll move it all back here. So like I say, I got to run it from there, from that corner post to wherever that doesn't finish, so somewhere right in there. But first things first, got to clear all that out. I think I've come up with a little different plan. That field fence is in the way. I may have to move that piece of field fence, which is part of an old sheep pen right there. But I might be able to move the tote, lay that field fence back, move some of this shrubs, pull that field fence back down, and then I've got a piece of paneling, like hog panels, that's got very small holes at the bottom. I might be able to just put it over the gap that I need to cover and not have to worry about moving the chicken wire off the cyclone fence. So that's the way I'm going to move forward for now. See if I can get it with a dolly. That thing's kind of hard to drive, awkward to look around, and I had that telephone pole in the way up there. I almost run into the telephone pole. But let's see, I've got to get this stuff. There's lots of wire in that grass right there and down here, and I got to get that out of there and move it. I really need to throw it away. So that bundle was easy, but some of that buried in that grass is not going to be. And I still trying to decide exactly how this is all going to work. But I do know I got to get the plants and the wire out of the grass. If you're wondering, these are boot hooks to help you put your boots on. But man, for grabbing stuff like this that's buried, pulling it loose, they work pretty good. That grass can really hang on. I think I got one more bad piece of wire right there that I need to get stood up or something so that I can fold this wire back in front of it but I think I'm gonna have to get rid of some of that vegetation first. And what better to get rid of vegetation than a set of nips. These are Fiskars, one of our favorite brands. They're pretty handy. Okay, the nips did it. Now let's see if we can get that wire. I think I've tried to pull this up before and I wasn't successful, but I didn't have these boot hooks. You can see it's a lot bigger piece of wire than you think. Okay, it's tied to that field fence, so I got to get a couple cutters, cut it loose. I had to see it was only tied in a couple of spots, but I couldn't find my side dikes. I'm using a pair of fishing pliers, but they got a good cutting edge. I got that out of the grass pretty good, so I'm gonna take the pair of side snips and just cut it off and put this in the trash pile to be thrown away. I'll haul that off. Fishing pliers might have been faster. Got that separated. Now let's see if we can pull it all the way out of there. It ain't wanting to come out of that grass. There, maybe I got it. I did. It's loose. All right, so now I'm gonna try to run that field wire across there and kind of use it to help keep varmints out. Chicken wire doesn't do real good by itself, but if you can get a wire back, a stronger wire behind it, it can keep out some pretty big varmints, like bobcats and coats and coons and everything else. They can climb and get around just about anything. That's why I like the electric fence. And once I get the chickens caught again, I'll probably get it to where they're just inside the electric fence, because this part's not going to be electrified. It's just a idea I got. Maybe I can catch the chickens that way, because they're sleeping underneath the nightlight, so they're not fully asleep. Normally after dark you can grab a chicken on the roost, no problem. Well, my chickens ain't going to sleep, so they're getting up and moving before I can get to them while they're roosting on top of that pen that I showed you a while ago, that chicken tractor. So let's get this moved and see what happens. Cut me a couple little pieces of fence wire, electric fence wire, and just my old cheap regular pliers, standard pliers, is better than those fishing pliers were for cutting wire. So that's what we're using. But I'm gonna tie that chicken wire up and then roll that field fence in front of it and tie it up. Hey, scared me. My cow scared me. So I've got a little gap right there. You can see between that pole and that electric pole, and I can't really tie wire across there because the wire can't be in contact with the electric net. So I haven't had the electric net on, so that's why this barrel's up again. But the barrel might work, and I may take a piece of wire, wrap it around this part, and kind of pull it together. I got plenty of wire for that electric fence wire. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Already starting to get dark. So we got to kind of get busy here. It's only like 4 o'clock, but the clouds are coming in, and it is wintertime. All right, so the phone went dead. My camera, I use my phone for my camera. I got an idea about a video. I'm gonna talk about that a little more, but here's what we got. Remember, the chicken fence did come into that gate right there beside the corner of that barn I put the hay in. Now it comes in right here, and it runs across there and all the way. So I had thought that I was going to have to leave the fence down until the chickens went to roost, but I don't have to do that. They ran in the pen as I was moving it around. So I don't know if I'm gonna move that old pen out of there or not. They like roosting on it, and this electric netting will help keep them from being attacked. Now I gotta make sure that coon ain't still around inside there, but I know you guys probably can't see this, but right down there, those are deer. There's several of them. They got a lot closer to me until they realized I was out here working, and they got a little distance between me and them, but they come in right down there in that group of trees, and they come across and they hop on me, and they come right down through here, and my feeder is right on the other side. You can see that little fence right there in the distance. That's my feeder ring to keep my cows out of off the corn. But anyways, we get quite a few deer in here. There's one right, I can find him in the camera right there. Right there, dark spot in the middle of the screen. He's pretty close to my back fence, which is only about 200 yards. And then there's just more. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 11 deer right now. And one of them is a big buck that I didn't know if somebody had killed him or not, but he was close enough a little bit ago that I got to look at him. So that makes me happy There's only about 15 days left in the season since tonight's New Year's Eve, but the sun is setting behind the greenhouse back there behind me. The big greenhouse is behind it. So, but the sun's setting behind our little guest house there too. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. I got done what I was wanting to do, is to protect the chickens a little better. Because even though they're not laying eggs, I hate to keep losing them. And we've been losing quite a few of them. So there's a lot more deer down there than what I thought. I just keep looking and they keep popping up closer. Some behind the pond right at the end of my property. So they're making their way in here and I'm gonna get out of here. But this is video number 1 of 100. There's a shot of the back porch. So we're doing a video challenge of 100 videos in 100 days, no Sundays. So I'm gonna skip Sundays. That puts us into late April, if I got it figured right. 100 days of 100 videos. Some of them may be short, some of them may be long. Just depends on what we got going, but no matter what, we're gonna take y'all along with us. And it's a challenge for me, my New Year's resolution. And I just wanna say God bless and challenge y'all to go be a blessing for someone else. Hey, y'all be safe out there tonight. Actually, I just hope everybody survived New Year's Eve. You're gonna get this on Monday, January the 2nd, 2022 will be the day you're watching this video. So anyway, God bless, and y'all go be a blessing for someone else.